Ladies and gentlemen, today emotion lands high on the part of Meru County and Mount Kenya in general, and specifically the supporters of Rigathi Gachagua. Gachagua decided to go to church to seek God for whatever he is facing, and with him were a number of his allies, akina George Koibori. If you look at this photo here, the photos, you see Gachagua kneeling down in church. You also see some members of parliament wiping their tears, crying, literally crying. Ladies and gentlemen, the emotions were very, very high. The prayers that were said by the reverend there, I don't know whether the reverend or the bishop, the man of God, who said the prayers there, he was actually trying to appeal to the emotions of the congregants. And he won the battle. For sure he won the battle. Because they assured Gachagua of his support. And they were able to throw fire to Gachagua's enemies. And as you know, the enemy of Gachagua does not need to be mentioned here because it is somebody who is known. Ladies and gentlemen, why did Gachagua decide to go to the church? Number one, in my view, he decided to go to his motherland. Unknown to many, Gachagua is not a pure Kikuyu. Gachagua is what we would call a half caste between a Meru, the mother was a Meru, the father was a Kikuyu. So he decided to go and maybe to the land of his mother so that he could connect with the people of his motherland. Number two, in my view, ni yale tu wanasema mara kwa mara, ng'ombe akivujika mguu malishoni, hujikokota zizini akasaidiwe. Charity must begin at home. So that is why he was going back home, so that he can get sympathy, so that he can be consoled by his kinsmen. Number three, in my view, he want to show, William Samoruto has always been saying that he is a true Christian, is a believer. So by going to the church, and he cannot reconcile with William Samoruto, who is also a church goer, then it shows you that there is a problem somewhere. There's a lot of hypocrisy as far as the church is concerned, as far as these guys are concerned. The other issue is that in church, people are not likely to take a clear stand. They're not likely to be hostile. So he was looking for a place where people would not show any hostility to him. So that is what happened, and maybe you can take this time to watch these photographs of what was happening. You can see Gachagua kneeling down there. Another thing that made emotion to run very, very high is because of what happened in Jimmy Wanjigi's home. At night, a bucket full of blood was splashed outside Jimmy Wanjigi's homestead. Some of the blood was able to flow inside the homestead. And this one was scary. So in this video, I'm going to show you what really happened, the blood that was splashed there, and you'd see Jimmy going there at night, because I understand the pickup was able to throw blood, sprinkle all the blood there. And blood is not something to talk about most of the time. So I want us to look at the message that was being conveyed by this kind of bizarre incident, because from all angles the incident is bizarre. Number one is that some of our politicians, because it's the work of politicians, when you see things happen in politics, they have been designed to happen the way they are happening. So the message here is that some of our politicians are involved in witchcraft. This is witchcraft. Some of the leaders that we see in our country depend or rely on dark forces, the underground forces, dark forces, the satanic world. Otherwise, how would somebody go and mwaga damu, a bucket full of blood, and then you disappear? What is it for? These are panaphorias of witchcraft. The other thing is that when you look at our politicians, you know, some of them wear funny hats, others funny belts, others funny bagos, other rings. It tells a story. Behind these panaphorias is a story, it's a hidden story. It tells a lot about somebody. The other thing is that they are waging a psychological battle. A psychological battle like the one that was waged in 2018. I think it was on 7th February when Kenyans woke up to see the photo of Jimmy Wanjigi in the obituary, and people are shocked because his company was named there, his relatives were named there, including their parents, and it was sad. And when you look at this, you can see the connection between this, because that's what I'm saying. This is mental torture. They are meant to actually torture Jimmy psychologically. The other thing, they could be passing a message, because who is this person who is bloodthirsty? Because when you look at it, you cannot wake up and sprinkle blood all over without a message. Even when the angel of death, I think, who was visiting the children of Israel, ile damu ilikuwa inapakwa kwenye milango, it was passing a message. So blood signifies life. Blood, the fact that the blood was sprinkled all over, it signifies a tragedy. I don't know what you think, but Jimmy Wanjigi seems to be somebody who is targeted by people who we cannot be able to identify in this channel because of so many reasons. But we know, all said and done, these are political battles. Watch this blood. You see, tell me what you think about this.
Hebu fungua.
Fungua. Fungua gate. Fungua gate.
Ni mimi. Fungua tu kabisa. Fungua yote. Naona mwake ndoo mbili.
Ni moja.
Wasimama huko na kumwaka ndani.
Unajua ilikuwa inaangalia upande. Ilikuja tu hivi.
Kenya mko na ikirudi nyuma?
Ilikuwa inakaa aje?
Ilikuja tu hivi lazima huko hivi.
Yeah,